Hi Flosstube, it's AM Dreaming Stitcher, and this is one of the last segments I'll be filming in my very long parade of all the kits, charts, etc. that I have accumulated over my years of cross stitching. I have far more than I could ever make myself in a lifetime or multiple lifetimes, but I thought I could at least share with you the things that I've collected. I am doing my best not to add. Not a thing has been added to my stash since I started these videos, and I hope to keep it that way, other than, maybe if I need floss for some project that I'm actively working on. But we are getting down to the end here, and what I have in this video, which may be shorter than my usual 30-minute installments, is some charts that I did not show you when I was going through my kits. These were in a box of things that was a mix of kits and kitted up charts, and I elected to skip this handful of charts I'm going to show you here. I also have in this video all the things that are in my donation box that I'm not planning to keep or stitch myself. And other than that, all I have left to film is a basket of smalls and my books. I have almost 75 cross stitch pattern books, so that'll take some filming. But as far as charts and kits and booklets, this is it. Okay, so first up today, this is a pattern from Cooler Design Studio. I did order it through 123 Stitch, I think, but Cooler Design Studio has their own website as well. They're calling them Cooler Classic Charts, and I have shown you some others that I had either fully or partially kitted up, but I can't always say that they were cross stitched to begin with. Some of them I think were needlepoint, but it doesn't matter because it's a charted design and you can work it in either technique. This was cross stitch, and I have seen it as a kit. It is Christmas Botanical Ornaments by this lovely designer whose name I can never say. Georgia, I don't know what it is, Hernandez, Miss Hernandez. And it's copyright 2011, Cooler Design Studio, but I think the kit was probably much older than that. I could be wrong. I really like these. All they do on these charts, though, is they give you kind of a computer mock-up. They do not show you generally what the original design looked like when stitched, as they would with a kit. And the patterns are not full color or anything, I don't think. I'm trying to remember the one I worked with, which was for my Tiffany wedding sampler. I sort of supplemented my original chart with it, hoping to help figure out some of the backstitch questions I had. Anyway, I really like these ornaments. I would love to have the kit, but I have the chart, so I really don't need to spend the extra money on a kit as well. I've done that multiple times. If you've watched all the other installments in this parade, you know that. And here's one of those times that I did that. I bought this chart, again a Cooler Design classic chart called Playful Monkeys Bell Pull, designed by Nancy Rossi. And I liked it very much. That's why I ordered the chart. It's copyright 2016. But when I got a chance to get the kit at a fair price, I got the kit, even though that meant I actually was paying more for the design because I've bought both a chart and a kit for the same thing. I did that as well with this one, Cooler Classic Design Charts Asian Bell Pulls by Nancy Rossi. It is copyright 2010. I am keeping these in my stash for now, not putting them in the donation pile because I don't know whether I want to compare these charts to what came with the original. Sometimes, things get updated or altered a little bit, but I think they're all quite lovely. I guess I'm just crazy to hang on to that. And here's one more that I am quite confident was actually a needlepoint when originally released, but it can be done as cross stitch and I love it. It's bunnies. I've showed you some of my bunny kits, and I don't have a lot of bunny charts, but here's one. It's Bunny's Cabbage Garden, designed by Nancy Rossi, again Cooler Design Studio. This one's copyright 2013. And that's it for the ones I found in the box that I had skipped over, but I have some others that I will never stitch. And I am not sure what exactly to do with them. As I said, they're kind of in a donation pile. I might put them in my late parents' estate sale. If there was any possibility of me being able to go to a cross stitch retreat, I would hang on to them and take them there and put them on the giveaway table. But they're just not my cup of tea. First up, but they might be yours, and that's why I'm showing them to you, because that's kind of the point of the parade. It's not just to see what I've got, but things that might interest you. So this is Zombie Cross Stitch by Christy Kitsey and Erica Kern. And yes, it's zombies. There you see another on the back, and since it's a booklet, I'll try to see if I can find some images to show you of what's in there without actually giving away any charts, hopefully. There's a nice sentiment for zombie lovers. From the days of Michael Jackson and his Thriller video. For those who are definitely not zombie fans. Not my kind of beauty queen. I ended up with these, by the way, because I purchased a lot on eBay that had something I really, really, really wanted. And this book was, and these other items, for the most part, were things that came with it that I would just never stitch. I'm sorry. It's okay if you like this stuff. Everybody has their own ways of looking at the world and what they enjoy. I'm sorry, they make me laugh a little bit, even if they're not my thing. Then we have the cover image. I just love them putting them around a coffee cup. This is what that looks like. Somebody's beverage. And that is almost the last one. Let's see. Another very zombie sentiment. Looks like we have maybe two more. Now that's a sentiment that I could often relate to. So that was Zombie Cross Stitch by Christy Kitsey and Erica Kern. It was published by Metro Books in 2010. So maybe you could track that down if you saw that and thought, I've got to have that. Or maybe you could just look at the images online because you enjoyed them and want to see more of them. Now, in that same lot of cross stitch, there were some old cross stitching magazines, and there was plastic canvas and some just general craft things that I'm getting rid of that I didn't want. But these three are a magazine called Cross Stitch Quick and Easy, and I did look through them, and there was just not a single pattern that was to my taste. Other folks might like these, so that's why it would be nice if I got a chance. I would love to take them to maybe a cross stitch retreat, but perhaps donating them would be fine, and they would end up with someone who liked them. I just worry about when you donate things whether they actually always get put out for sale or whether sometimes they just get put straight in the trash. And I'd hate to see that happen. Here, for example, is one that is absolutely not my taste, but I know a lot of people like this. They liked it when it was new. They like it now. They would be happy to stitch it. They would love this book. It's designs by Gloria and Pat, Precious Moments. And they do have another image on the back. And a nice color spread in the middle. Oh, it's multiple pages. I may have to cover some chart. Hang on. showing all the various designs. We have these three. We have loads of others. I'm sorry, my camera is not in the spot that I film most of the things, and it's not really in a position for charts. It's set up for my smalls. This was kind of a last minute thought that I'd go ahead and do this, so the camera angle's not the best for these things. So that's Precious Moments by Gloria and Pat. Designs by Gloria and Pat. And it's, let's see if I can find you a copyright. 1980, 81, 83, 84, 85, 86 for the designs. This particular set of instructions was copyright 1988. Okay. Here is a kit, complete kit that came with that lot that I just don't want. It's called the Antique Shop. It's from Graphic Works Limited. It's the Storefront Collection Signature Series, the Antique Shop, and it has its fabric and floss and everything, and there might be someone else doing this series that would have loved that, and it's just not me. Here's another kit from Imaginating. The poem seems to be called The Road Ahead. There's a number on here, Imaginating 335. And again, it's a kit. It is called The Road Ahead. So it has the fabric and floss and everything you need in there. And this is, these were trendy at one time, I guess. They were never my style. But I did show one that I'm keeping that has Peter Rabbit and Jemima Puddle Duck on it, and I might stitch them for themselves without doing them on a bow tie like this. But this is a series from JCA called Bow Ties. And this clearly is a nice patriotic one. So again, one could just keep the chart and the floss and do it up as something other than a bow tie by getting, different fabric to do it with. But this is called Celebrate from Bow Ties. This one is called Welcome Friends by Joan Marchi. Again, it's a bow ties. I'm sorry I didn't show you the packaging on that last one, but they are, come on camera, they are complete kits you can see the fabric is already done up as a bow tie. You don't have to create that finish yourself. So that's why if I were doing one and didn't want to have a bow tie, I would need to, get my own fabric and do them up some other way. This is another kit that's a bow tie. So it's called Mr. and Mrs. Claus. Again, if I didn't have, 10,000 things to stitch already, that's a nice little design of gifts there at the top that you could do almost any kind of finish with. You don't have to do it on a bow tie. And I would keep it for the chart of that. And the materials in terms of having the floss and everything, not the bow, thank you. But I think they need a different home than me because I have enough. This one is called Garden Bug Sampler. And I know there are some folks that would find that absolutely charming. I do like bugs, but I'm not actually a gardener. It's very bright, cheerful colors. It was nice to get all these things in the lot, but they're not what I ordered the lot for. This is from a series from Designs for the Needle that they call Nature's Window. Each individual design does have a name, but it's always in tiny print up in the corner. This is called Wolves. And some folks love wolves, so this kit would be something they would like. And it's floss. And one more kit, I think, and then some charts. This is one that I got in a lot. I showed in some of my smalls, all the angels I got. I didn't care for this one as much. It's ribbon embroidery. And so it's doing things with Santa that just, I'm happier with my cross stitch. I don't want to do them as ribbon embroidery. It does, however, have a little stand for the angel, so that it doesn't have to hang on the tree as an ornament. And it has kind of paper embossed wings instead of the metallic or lace wings that we saw in the other kits. The rest of these are charts. Some of them came in that lot. Most of them came in that lot. Some did not. Oh, that reminds me. I have some more that I saw in the bedroom that didn't get moved that should be shown with these as well. I'll be able to pause and grab them, I think. This is Ms. Ben the Bear. Just one more stitch, honey. From Mosey and Me, copyright 2001. And it's just the chart. She is 79 stitches wide by 78 stitches tall. I often wonder at the Flosstubers who get so much done, and I know they stitch faster than I do. In most cases, I know that they probably spend more hours stitching than I do, so it's my own fault that I'm not stitching more. But also, the designs are frequently smaller, and I tend to forget that. This is significantly smaller than what I usually stitch. This is from Lavender Wings Crowned Cross Stitch Designs. This one is called Victoria's Angel, a sampler for charity. So I think it was probably a limited edition or something, I don't know. To benefit children with cancer and serious blood disorders. And it is, I don't see a copyright on it to give me an idea when it was made. But it's a stitch count of 63 wide and 156 high. And it does, I guess it's a chart pack in the sense that you need to get the fibers, but it has the charm and the beads that are called for. Yes, definitely. If only I could go to a retreat, I would put these on the giveaway table. I'm sure that they would find loving homes. This is Love Topiary by Black Swan. Black Swan Designs. They're very nice. Calls for Anchor or DMC. They give you both, and some Mill Hill treasures. But they don't give you those in this. I think you'd have to go get them. This is Linda Gillum, Book 8, Cowbells from Dimensions. I kept something similar that was penguins and one that was Scotty dogs, but the cows just didn't call to me. They might call to someone else. Here's some more of their finishes on the back. And that Dimensions chart looks like it's pretty old. It's the Cooler Studio though, so if you like them, you might be able to get them. It is copyright 1988, so that was fairly old. I had a chart I showed that was a book, something like Cats Galore, and I saw a design at the time I was showing it and said, I think I had that as a chart I was getting rid of, and I did. Because I already had it in the other book, I certainly don't need to keep this chart. It is Leisure Arts Perfect Company, leaflet 2206, and they did their kitties up on an Afghan. Copyright 1992, Leisure Arts. They did it on an 18 count ivory cloth, and the design size they did over 2 fabric threads, so it worked out more like a 36 count the way they stitched it, I guess. And that made it 21 7/8 inches by 10 5/8 inches. I was just thinking that I'm sure you don't have to stitch it on an Afghan, so it would shrink to about a quarter that size if you just did it on a regular 18 count fabric instead of doing it over 2. Here we have Paws and Claws from Stony Creek Collection, book 54. So it's both cats and dogs. And I think there might be yes, there is a center pattern. I think some of those are on the cover, some may not be on the cover. I like the kitties in the window. Sometimes if there's even one design in something, I'll keep it, but I have so much that even liking those little kitties in the window, who are very sweet, I don't need it. We have pigtails, excuse me. I need to look more closely before I grab them. Stony Creek Collection pigtails. And let me try to get the light in a way that you can see. We have these pigs are just having a great time. What can I say? They're involved in all kinds of shenanigans. Eating ice cream, riding wagons, taking a nap, flying, because we all know pigs fly. Here they are again on the back with some of the same ones, some different, some just rearranged a little bit. I believe maybe it's all the same. It may have just been a repeat of the cover. Oh well. Here is one called Aida Plus. I don't know why they call it that. You can cut, trim, and shape without fraying. So it was some special thing that Zweigart was doing called Aida Plus. Looks a little bit like it serves the purpose of perforated paper or similar things, plastic canvas, something that you can stitch on and then cut around. I don't know if they're still making that. But this is called Bunnies, 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 and I am normally fond of bunnies, but not when they're dressed up like teddy bears or something. And they did a whole bunch of project books. They're advertising 32 of them here, that were for that Aida Plus fabric. This was, I wonder if they give a copyright so we can figure out when all that was going on. No obvious copyright, but I was not aware of these, so I think it was probably not super recent. Anyway, these next two charts came in lots, but not that same kind of a lot. They came in lots of one of my favorite designers, which is the Silver Lining. But just these two were not something I would stitch because they aren't strictly just the flower. They're Sweet 16. This is copyright 1992 by the Silver Lining. It is a design size of 170 by 262. Calls for DMC only, but there is some Kreinik blended with it, and some Whisper. Kreinik and Whisper, I don't have that on any of my other Silver Lining charts, so that's kind of interesting. But I didn't think that I would stitch this, even leaving the Sweet 16 part and doing just the flower. I prefer them unadorned without the bows. And the other Silver Lining one that I didn't think I would care to keep is Valentine 2000. This one was signed by the designer, Mark J. Sastad, S-A-A-S-T-A-D, whose name I can never pronounce. I'm sorry, it's I. The Silver Lining, again, this is copyright 1999. And most of the other florals I have from them do not have, for example, a shadow the way this one does lying there, and it's not my style of floral, I guess. And it is done with DMC or Anchor. Usually they make the or a little more obvious on these. So I was checking to make sure they didn't want both. And a design count of 294 by 163. Alright, I'm going to pause you because I know I saw a handful of other charts that need to go in the discard pile, and I'm going to go ahead and show them to you as well. There's actually only a couple of charts in some magazines, and the only trouble with these charts was they were duplicates, although I can't remember showing you this one. It's called Ecology Counts, Designs by Melinda, and I'm pretty sure I had two of them. It's just making me wonder if somehow I missed a binder of charts, but I don't think I did. This would have been on the shelf. Maybe I showed it to you and I've just forgotten all about it. That's possible. but that's copyright 1990 from Cross My Heart Incorporated. Ecology Counts. And here's a center image of some of the designs. Gives you a little closer look at them. I'm sorry, I'm trying to convince it, there we go, to actually focus properly. And this one I know I did show you, but I have the duplicate in my discard or donation pile. Wilderness Winter, which has a wolf and a bunny and 4 other animals. It's really a nice set of charts. I like them very much. And that's from Leisure Arts, copyright 2000, but it is a duplicate. And oh, here's another chart. This came in that lot of things from eBay that had the 2 that I really wanted, and so I bought the whole thing. It's called Why Hoard Gold? Why hoard gold when you can hoard chocolate? Says the dragon. It is from Dragon Dreams. Cross-stitch designs by Jennifer L. Aikman Smith. And don't see a date on it, but it's their number DD22. And the rest from that little stash I found seemed to be Better Homes and Gardens, Cross-Stitch, and Country Crafts magazines. And I believe I went through them looking to see if there was anything I just couldn't help but want to stitch. These are from 91. And those other ones I showed you earlier in the video were from 1990 and 91, the ones that were cross-stitch quick and easy. So that apparently is the era that all these were done. And they have nice designs, they're just not my style. Oh, here's another cross-stitch quick and easy from 1991. And one more cross-stitch quick and easy from 1990. Now these were not in the donation box. I don't know if that means I saw something in them I liked, and so I hadn't decided for sure what I was going to do with them or not. But they were definitely all together with the duplicates. So, alright, that actually did come closer to half an hour than I expected. I'm going to do one last sweep around and make sure I didn't miss something, but I think that's probably it for this video. So thank you for stopping by. I really appreciate it. Not that it's going to change any of my habits or anything, but it's just nice to know that somebody is seeing what I wanted to share, and it's not just going to waste as it does when it sits alone in my home, in my boxes, neglected. But if I don't get back to you, it means I didn't find anything else, and y'all have a great stitchy day. Silly me. I should have known there is no end. I found some more. These are again in a donation pile. I would love to put them on some kind of freebie table, but there are no retreats anywhere near me. I've never been to a retreat. Doesn't seem likely I'll go to one. This is Country Cross Stitch. Oh, I'm sure it has a name, but I don't know what it is. It has a designer name, Carolyn Shores Wright. Here's a glimpse of the packaging. They are bright, pretty colors. SN1 it says on it. And it's with it says even weave, that's an Aida. There are several smalls here. This is County Cross Stitch Greeting Card Kit from the New Berlin Company. It comes with the envelope and a frame on an 18 count fabric. I debated over keeping this one, but finally changed my mind. It's Ladybug Leaf. It's 60 by 30 stitches. I like ladybugs. It's on a linen or even weave with all its threads. There's a pair by Dale Burdett. I had a book in my charts by him that had somebody who's obviously part of the same series, because I looked at her and said, I thought I had a kit of that. But she was not one of these. This one is called Sugar and Spice. They're from copyright 1987, Burdett Publications. They come with the hoop, they come with the floss. This one has something yucky squished on the front of it that I don't want to think about, but she's called Sweet Thoughts. Also copyright 1987, Burdett, and has her hoop and floss. And one last one. I'll make another sweep, but I think this really is it. This is from Candamar Designs. Cats in a row picture. On a, this is Aida, but they're not mentioning the size. Let's take a look at the back. There you go. The colors are actually showing a little better than I expected today. Not completely true to life, but a lot brighter and nicer than in my other filming spot. It's a 14 count Aida. And that should be it. I'll double check, but I think if anything else crops up, I'll just have to show it in my smalls video or in one of my perhaps possible future updates on my actual stitching. I do actually stitch. I just haven't shown it to you for a while. Thank you again for tuning in, and best wishes to everybody. Bye.